What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from the Scalar Learning channel. And it's me. I'm back. And we are in that CRAM session here for the upcoming March SAT. So welcome back, everybody. And yeah, I'm excited. And if you haven't seen yet, if you're not part of our Discord community, this is not just a one-off today. I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to be doing a live stream every day leading up to the March 12th SAT. Now, I know a bunch of people are taking the SAT actually tomorrow in school. So if you're taking it tomorrow in school, this will be kind of like your last run through. We're going to do practice test 1, and that's by popular demand. What's up, Vineet? And people have said, hey, if I could do anything for the next 11 days straight, what would it be? People said do the original College Board practice test. Now, of course, I have done them before on my channel. I've done them a few times, actually, but I think they are the first stop for most people who are preparing for the SAT. So I thought it actually made a lot of sense. I said, why not? Let's revisit these tests. These are the classics, the old school, so we're going to go for it. And if you're new to the channel, what's up, Diana? First live stream I'm on in time for. Awesome. Well, we're going to do one every day. Now, first things first, by the way, in the description, I put the schedule for the entire next 11 days of every day and time that I'm going to be doing the live stream. So if you do want to try and make each one, everything is in there. So you can see each day which ones you can make, which ones you can't. And obviously, the recordings will go up afterwards, so you can watch it afterwards, no worries. But also, just in case you don't see that, here's the schedule right here. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot, there it is. Every single day, all those are in Pacific Standard Time. Obviously, that's the time zone in California. And on the Fridays, okay, you see on Fridays, those days are going to be, Friday the 11th in particular, it's not only going to be that full practice test 10, but I'm also going to stick around and do Q&A as long as I can up until my next session. So this will be your chance, by the way, to unofficially, all right, one sec. To unofficially have a little Q&A session with me as well. So at the end, I'll do my best today even to answer questions. Now, I do have a session starting in about 35 minutes, so I'll stick around as long as possible. But anyways, each and every day, if you got questions, you can come and bring them to me and we'll do our thing. All right. So this is awesome. I see a lot of people are on already. Hey, man, a Little Bear, you're welcome. Awesome. Saw the schedule looks good. Okay, cool. This is the best review channel on YouTube. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We're just binging your all right, awesome, man. Yeah, if you really want the 800, this is the place to be. So if you're new to the channel, this is going to be taken in real time. Normally, I would say for the first time, but obviously I've taken these tests multiple times before, done them with multiple students. So it won't be a fully authentic test taking experience like I usually like to provide you guys. But even though I'm taking it within the time frame, I'm going to be explaining throughout. So the whole idea and kind of I think what's the reason why this channel is the best channel on YouTube for math for the SAT is because I do it within the time limit and I still explain it, and I think people really like that. By the way, last thing, if you haven't checked out our SAT math course, it's in the description link below. And guess what? I just slashed the price from $30 a month to $15 a month. So for anybody who wants 4 extra awesome practice tests that we created ourselves, plus video explanations for each and every practice problem, and it's going to be a little slower pace than what I go at here, click on the link below. You can sign up. You can buy it now for $15 a month. It's normally $30 a month. So I cut the price by 50% for all you folks who are trying to cram for this March SAT. So it'll give you 4 extra awesome, high-quality practice tests. Okay. That is that. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start. I got the timer set at 25 minutes. This is the no calculator section, so we got no calculator in the mix. Here we go. And I'm going to answer questions to the best of my ability at the end. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right. Numero uno, we've got a x minus 1 over 3 equals k equals 3. So I'm going to straight up plug and chug. So I got x minus 1 over 3 equals 3. Multiply both sides by 3, straight variable isolation. Boom. X minus 1 equals 3 times 3, which is 9. Add 1 for the win, and I get x equals 10. Now, I'm going to go back and make sure this works. If I plug 10 in, 10 minus 1 is 9 divided by 3 is indeed 3. Verified, done. Number 2. I equals square root of negative 1. You don't really have to worry about this. They're just telling you what is the definition of an imaginary number. If you know it, just ignore it. And how do we add these guys together? First of all, plus means these parentheses are essentially irrelevant. They're not doing anything. So we're going to, it's like combining like terms. Just treat that like a variable. 7 plus negative 8 is negative 1. 3i plus 9i, just like 3x plus 9x, is 12x or 12i. Negative 1 plus 12i, boom, done. Number 3. On Saturday afternoon, Armand sent M text messages for 5 hours, and Tyrone sent P text messages for 4 hours. Which of the following text messages each hour, I should say? I missed that. Sorry. Which of the following represents the total number of messages sent by these guys? So it's the total. So for 1 hour, it'd be M. For 2 hours, 2M. 5 hours, 5M. Same with this person, Tyrone. 1 hour would be P, 2 hours would be 2P, so 4 hours is 4P, and we're adding them together. 5M plus 4P, done. We don't add them. They're not like terms, so we have to leave them separated. All right, let me just make sure. Boom. Number 4, Kathy is a repair technician for a phone company. Each week, she receives a batch of phones that need repairs. Number of phones that she has left to fix at the end of each day can be estimated with the equation blah, 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 where P is the number of phones left and D is the number of days she has worked that week. What is the meaning of the value 108? So this is a classic linear equation. This is actually my slope. This is my rate of change. This means per day, she's probably repairing 23. So what is this? That's my y-intercept. That's my starting value. So it's probably what she starts with at the beginning of each week. And I like to even process it and think about it before I look at the answer choices. So now I know it's my starting value. It's my starting point. Not completed within 108 days. Starts each week. Initial value. That makes sense. At a rate. No, I said the rate is 23. And Kathy repairs phones. Nope. Those are both talking about rates. Those are ridiculous. Here we go. Number 5. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? Now we have parentheses. But guess what? We don't just ignore the parentheses because we got a minus. So we have to distribute that negative to each of those terms. So now the first one is x squared y minus 3y squared plus 5xy squared. On the bottom, that becomes a positive x squared y. That's a negative 3xy squared and a positive 3y. Whoops, it's sinking. Hold on one sec, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. Positive 3y squared. So check it out. I'm going to kind of highlight. Normally don't do this, but I'll just highlight the like terms, these guys, and then these guys because they're both 3xy squared and negative 3xy squared and 5xy squared. And then obviously these two are like terms. So I'm going to add these together. We get 2x squared y. Immediately these are out because they don't have the 2x squared y. Negative 3y squared and positive 3y squared cancel out. So it is this one. And then that 5 plus negative 3 is positive 2xy squared. For C is the winner, and we're moving on. All right, number 6. A pediatrician used the model to estimate the height h of boy in inches in terms of the boy's age, A in years between ages 2 and 5. Based on the model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year? So check it out. We're talking about increase per year. That's slope. That's rate of change, right? So that's going to be straight up 3. Now, what is the 28.6? That's, again, the starting value. That's probably the starting height at age of 2, okay? And that's pretty much it. Number 7. Okay, this is an isolating quantities question. The formula above gives the monthly payment M needed to pay off a loan P dollars at R %, blah, 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 which is the following gives P in terms of MRN. So when you get a question like this, it looks really complicated, but notice isolating quantities, all of these answer choices have P isolated, meaning you pretty much can ignore this because it's just explaining the equation, but who cares? And you go, oh, I have to isolate P. All right, so which one isolates P correctly? So check it out. First things first, to isolate P, I would multiply that denominator out to the left side. So I'd get M times 1 plus R over 1200 to the nth power minus 1. Boom. So that's the numerator. Then I'd have to divide both sides by this, right? That's the second step because we're multiplying by the denominator, divide by this. So we divide the whole thing like this, R over 1200, boom, 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 1 plus R over 1200 to the nth power. Check it out. So that would be our isolated equation for what would P equal to. Okay, now let's see. The bottom two don't even make sense because why would all that cancel out, right? Because you might think like, hey, this cancels with this, but that is not the case, right? Because in fact, there's a minus here, so we can't do that. It would only be if this was like multiplying and everything was multiplying on the top and bottom. So we can't cancel those out. So it's literally this with the M on top or in the middle, same thing. And the answer looks like this one, right? We got the R over 1200 on the bottom, 1 plus R over 1200 to the N, and blah, blah, blah. So B is the winner, done. Number 8, A over B equals 2. What is the value of 4B over A? Okay, I'm going to do a little substitution here. If I know A over B equals 2, I multiply both sides by B. A equals 2B. So now I can plug in 2B in for A. So we got 4B over, instead of A, I'll say 2B. The B's cancel out. 4 over 2 is just 2. Boom, done. Let me just make sure that's right. 4a equals 2b. 2b is 2. Yeah, I think it's good. Number 9. What is the solution to XY system of equations above? All right, so I'm going to use my so you can plug and chug, by the way, and do it that way if you're like, I'm not sure how to do it algebraically, but I'm going to do it algebraically because it's my preference. So I'll go 3x plus 4y equals negative 23. I'm going to choose elimination. So I'm going to line up the x's and y's so they're right on top of each other. Then I'm going to choose to eliminate, let's see, how about the y's? So I'll multiply the bottom by negative 2 because that way I'll get a negative 4y there, a positive 4y there. So check it out. Distribute, and I get 2x, because the negatives cancel out, minus 4y equals negative 2 times negative 19 is positive 38. I'm going to kind of cancel this out so I don't get confused with it. Then I'm going to add this to this. 3x plus 2x is 5x. These cancel out. Negative 23 plus 38 equals 15. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. X equals 3. So I already know B has got to be the answer because it's the only one with 3. But I'm going to double check. I'm going to plug it into both equations, not just one. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. 9 minus 32 is indeed negative 23. Down here, I'll say negative 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Minus 3 is indeed negative 19. Boom, done. Number 10. For the function g defined above, a is a constant and g of 4 is 8. What is the value of g of negative 4? So this is the standard way I'm going to show you. So basically, I know if I plug 4 in for x, so a times 4 squared plus 24, 16a plus 24 equals, or has a function value of 8. So I'm going to subtract 24 from both sides. Subtract 24 from both sides. 16a equals negative 16a equals negative 1. Now I'm going to plug that back in. Now I have a full function. Negative x squared plus 24, and now I want g of negative 4. That's function notation, meaning I got to plug negative 4 in for my x value. So now I have a complete function. I know what a is, plug and chug. Negative 4 squared is positive 16. The negatives don't cancel out, right? Then that negative gets stuck onto it at the end, plus 24. Negative 16 plus 24 is indeed 8. The other way we know that this has to be right is because if I have a quadratic and there's no other x term, g of 4 is going to be the same as g of negative 4. G of 2 is going to be the same as g of negative 2. So if you recognize that, you can kind of skip the work, but either way. All right, numero 11. In the equations above, we got a system of equations. B and C represent the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken, respectively, X weeks after July 1st during last summer. What was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken? So we want these two equal to each other. So I'm going to set them equal to each other, these equations. And we're going to solve for, first we're going to solve for X when they were equal to each other. Then we have to solve for the actual price. So 2.35 plus 0.25X equals 1.75 plus 0.4X. Now I could have used elimination. I'm choosing substitution. They're equal. I'm just plugging, chugging. Now we're going to subtract both sides. So I'm going to consolidate by getting the x's together. Boom. Simultaneously, I like to do this. You don't have to do it. It's a little risky. I'm going to subtract 1.75 from both sides just to save time. So now I got 2.35 minus 1.75 is 0.6 equals 0.4 minus 0.25 is 0.15x. Divided by 0.15, divide by 0.15. This is the same as 60 divided by 15, which is 4. So I know it's 4 weeks in that they have the same price. So I'm going to plug 4 into either equation, but basically I'm going to plug into both just to make sure. 4 times 25 cents is $1. 2.35 plus $1 equals 3.35. We're going to make sure that works here. So if I plug in 4 here, it's $1.75 plus 4 times 40 is $1.60. $2, 3.35, boom, done. Numero 12. A line in the xy plane passes through the origin, which is 0, 0, and has a slope of 1/7. Which of the following points lies on the line? Okay. So if we have a slope of 1/7, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I know that the equation for the line has a y-intercept of 0 and a slope of 1/7. So I'm going to just create that equation. Y equals 1/7 x plus 0, or y equals 1/7 x. So there's my equation for the line. Now I'm just going to see which one of these points satisfies this equation. If I plug in 0 for x, I do not get 7 for y. I get 0 out. And that shouldn't even be there because I know the point is 0, 0 anyway, so that's crazy. If I plug in 1, I get 1/7 for y, not 7. If I plug in 7, I get 1 for y, not 7. But if I plug in 14, I get 1/7 of 14 is indeed 2. D is the winner. Done. 13. If x is greater than 3, which of the following is equivalent to this? This is a fraction of, fraction on top of fractions, blah, blah, blah. So obviously what they've done is they've simplified. Now there's two ways you can approach this. Number one, you can choose a value for x, plug and chug, and see which one of these gives you the same value. Or you can do it the straight algebraic way, which is what I'm going to show you first. So I am going to combine these first. We can't just flip. We can't just say, oh, I can take the reciprocal. First, we have to merge the fractions, then we can flip. So check it out. So I'm going to have to get common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this one by x plus 3 over x plus 3. I'm going to multiply this one by x plus 2 over x plus 2. So check it out. I'm going to get x plus 3 on top over here on the bottom. If I FOIL these, it's x squared plus 2x plus 3x, which is 5x, plus 6. So x squared plus 5x, sorry, I said 2x plus 3x, 5x plus 6 on both of these denominators. Actually, I'll just combine them. Look, check it out. It doesn't even matter because they're both going to have the same denominator, so we're going to merge the fractions anyways. The numerator here is plus x plus 2. So now we're going to combine like terms on the bottom. X plus x is 2x. 2 plus 3 is 5 over x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I can take the reciprocal because it's all under one fraction. So the answer is x squared plus 5x plus 6 over 2x plus 5. That's the straight algebraic way. Now I'm going to show you the workaround where we plug in a value if I have time. I think I do. So I'm going to choose a value of, what should I choose? I'll choose 2. I normally don't like to choose 0 or 1, but 2 will work, I think. So I'll do 1 over 2 plus 2, which is 1 over 4. So 1/4 plus 1 over 2 plus 3, which is 1/5. And I'm going to convert those to decimals. Why not, right? So that's 1 over 0.25 plus 0.2. Those are the decimal equivalents. So that's 1 over 0.45, which I think I can leave it like that. All right. Now, no, actually, you know what? Let's do, this is not so good the way it's working out. Oh, no. Let's back up. Let's forget the decimal equivalent. Let's make it, this is 5/20 and 4/20. So it's 1 over 9/20. I'm making common denominators doing my head because I got to hurry because I still on the clock. So it's a reciprocal of 9/20, which is 20 over 9. Okay, now I'm going to see which one of these, if I plug in 2 for x, gives me 20 over 9. This would be 4. This would be 9 over 4 plus 10 is 14, 16. This would be 9 over 20, so that's wrong. This would be 4 plus 10 is 14. 20 over 4 plus 5 is 9. That's the right one. This doesn't even give me a fraction. This gives me like 9, and this one gives me 20. So there you go. Double verification. 14. 3x minus y equals 12. What's the value of 8x over 2y? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little substitution. This is a substitution hybrid exponents question. So I'm going to say y equals, so I'm adding y to this side, simultaneously subtracting 12. Y equals 3x minus 12. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug it in for y. Okay? So now I have 8 to the x over 2 to the 3x minus 12. That's right. I can sub that in for 12. Then what we want as a common rule is we want, if we're trying to simplify, we want these bases to be the same. Well, 8 is like 2. It's 2 to the third power, right? So I can rewrite it as like 2 to the thirds to the x. And then using my multiplication rule of exponents for that floating exponent is 2 to the 3x over 2 to the 3x minus 12. Now I can subtract down, now they have the same basis. So it's 2 to the 3x minus 3x minus 12. Again, we distribute that negative, boom, boom. It's 2 to the 3x minus 3x plus 12. Those guys cancel out. 2 to the 12th is the winner. Boom, done. Okay, 10 minutes to spare. Here we go. If this equals this for all values of x, a plus b equals 8, what are the two possible values for c? What I say to do in these types of questions always, if we got this equals this, and this is factored, this is not, just FOIL, 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 okay? And we're trying to get them to look like each other. So I'm going to distribute, or FOIL. So I got abx squared plus 7ax plus 2bx plus 14 equals this. Now check it out. This matches up with 15. So I already know a times b equals 15. And I already know a plus b equals 8. That gives me two possibilities, right? I can say a is 3 and b is 5, or vice versa. A is 5 and b is 3. Cool. We're trying to get c. So what is C? C is what's multiplying the x term. I got two things multiplying the x term. I've got 7a plus 2b. That's what C equals. So now I'm trying to figure out, right? Like, and you see the 14 matches with the 14. That doesn't help. But so basically 7a plus 2b equals C. So in the first iteration here, where I've got a is 3 and b is 5, I've got 7 times 3 is 21, b 2 times 5, which is 10. So C can equal 31. It's got to be D, but let's just check the second one. Or 5, 3. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 times 2 is 6 equals 41. So 31 and 41 are the possibilities. Boom, done. Okay, we got to hustle. We got 8 minutes for the last 5 questions. Now, again, the difficulty resets. Going to get easy, so you'll see. T squared minus 4 equals 0. What is the value of t? Now, we can't take a negative, but we can take a positive. If you want, just for fun, I can add 4 to both sides. Then I take the square root. Square root t equals plus or minus 2, but we only want the positive value. And remember, free response, they won't even accept negative values. So if you got a negative value for 16 through 20 and no calculator, you know it's incorrect. 2 is the winner, done. A summer camp counselor wants to find, let me zoom out just a touch, length x in feet across a lake represented by a sketch above. Lengths represented are AB, EB, BD, and CD, so respectively. So AB is 1,800, EB is 1,400, BD is 700, and CD is 800. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And respectively, segment, blah, 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 and AEB and CDB have the same measure, but those are marked. What is the value of X? Okay, so these are similar triangles. Why? Because I have one angle that's congruent, and guess what? We have vertical angles, so that's all we need, angle similarity. You don't need to necessarily know that, but as long as you can recognize the similar, you're good. Now, all we got to do is set up a proportion, and the way we do that is we do it based on corresponding sides, aka based on what's opposite the congruent angles. So check it out. I see 700 and 1,400 are both opposite those congruent angles. So I can say 700 of the little triangle over 1,400 of the big, so I'll say little to big, equals 800 of the little triangle because it has, across the double angle, it corresponds to x over x for the big dog. Now we can simplify. So it's 7 over 14, which is the same as 1 over 2. And then we can cross multiply. 1 times x equals 2 times 800 is 1,600. 1,600 is the winner. Boom, done. Now we go to 18. According to system equations above, what's the value of x? So straight up, we are going to multiply top by -2, right? I'm going to use elimination again. -2x minus 2y equals positive 18. Again, free response, no multiple choice. You have to triple check your work. So I'm going to make sure it's right. X plus 2y equals -25, keeping that the same. Now, if I add these together, goodbye. -2x plus x is -x. 18 plus -25 is -7. Divide both sides by -1. X equals 7. If x equals 7, y equals -16. Not that it matters, but I want to check, right? Because 7 plus -16 is -9. Yeah. So then 7 plus 2 does -32 is -25. 7 is the winner. Done. Number 9, in a right triangle, I'm going to draw a right triangle really quickly. Boom, boom, boom. One angle measures x. Let's do the other one, and there's a reason why. I'll tell you in a second. It doesn't matter, but I'm just going to do it. Sine of x is 4/5. So sine of x, that's opposite over hypotenuse is 4/5. What is cosine of 90 minus x? Guess what? The complement of x is right here. So they want cosine of this angle. Adjacent, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. It's still 4/5. But the rule that they always test on the SAT is that sine of x equals cosine of its complement. Complement means the angle that adds to this and gives you 90, right? Two angles are complements that they add to 90. There's supplements that they add to 180. But anyways, I like to draw a triangle out just in case, as long as I have the time, but that is what they're asking. Last but not least, we got 5 minutes to spare and we're in good shape. So here we go. A equals this, 2a equals that. What is the value of x? All right. If a equals 5√2, I'm going to plug and chug. I'm going to plug that in for a right there. So 2 times 5 rad 2 equals rad 2x. That 2 times 5, okay, there we go. 2 times 5 is 10. Rad 2 equals rad 2. So the whole thing, good, x. Now you want to solve for x. So I'm going to square both sides to free it from the square root. So this squared just gets rid of the square root. 2x equals. Then this squared, 10 squared is 100. Square root of 2 squared is, again, freeze it from the square root. It's just 2. So 100 times 2 is 200 equals 2x. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals 100. Now I'm going to plug it back in and make sure. If x equals 100, that's 200. Square root of 200 is same thing as 2 times 100. And then square root of 100 is 10. So it's 10 rad 2. Hold on. 10 rad 2 equals 2a. And a is 5 rad 2, so 2a is 10 rad 2. So 100 is the winner. All right. That's it. 3.5 minutes to spare. We're going to stop and we're going to check the answers. Here we go. And then, of course, I will take questions, scoring, practice test. Boom. Let's shrink this down a little bit. Here we go. All right. So we've got D, A, C, B. We've got C, A, B, C, C, A, B, C. We've got 9 is B, A, D, D, B, A, D, D. 13, we've got B, A, D, B, A, D. Then we've got 2. We've got 1600, boom. We've got 7 4/5 and 100 for the win. Boom. All right. Nailed it. Let's see what we got for questions. Okay. So I want brain. You can get a brain like this. You just got to practice. Remember that. Oh my God. Thank you for all there's so many people here. It's amazing. If you guys click that like button, that would be even more amazing. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. We're going to be hitting it hard all year for these SAT tests. Study mostly reading grammar. My math will improve much. So the total will be 1,300. Yo, Mika, guess what? Math is the easiest thing to improve. So if that's what you're trying to improve, you're golden. You're golden. Let's see. March 12th squad. Yeah, I'm in that squad. By the way, guys, I'm taking the March SAT. The real one. The real deal. And we'll do a score reveal and all that. And join our Discord community if you haven't yet. I know I posted this in Discord. I'll be posting the links every day in Discord as well, so you can see when I'm doing all of these. So make sure to do that and join. Yeah, the test is tomorrow. You got to go fast. I'm sorry, bro. I'm realizing the in-school test is tomorrow, but this is mostly for the folks taking the March one. Love the full math test. We're going to do more of this. Just scared of SAT. Okay, your videos of all right. So I've pretty much gone through all the questions. Calculator programs. Augustine here. Yeah, I definitely do personal tutoring, but I also got a team that does personal tutoring. I know sometimes it can be tricky for people to try and schedule with me, but I got an awesome team of amazing tutors. So hit us up at tutoring@scalarlearning.com, the email below, and we'll get you situated. Last but not least, make sure, guys, to check out our video course, our SAT course. We got 4 practice tests. I just slashed the price for you guys studying for the March SAT. So make sure to sign up. It's $15 a month. Cancel anytime. There's no obligation. You can just get in there and take those 4 practice tests. Look at all the video explanations. It'll be a huge help only for you guys who want it. So make sure to check that out as well. Will there be an open-ended questions? Oh, thank you, Paul. Much appreciated. 1601. Yeah, it's just similar triangles. Honestly, you got to set up proportions with the similar triangles. The most important part here is you've got to realize, and you can honestly tell from the diagram, you don't even need the angles like I showed you, but as long as you realize that this side and the small triangle matches up with this side here, and this side here matches up with this side here. As long as you see that, you can make a proportion of little triangle to big triangle. That's why I did 17 to 1400 is the same as 800 to x. Okay? Yeah, I've got a video on managing time. So just search calculator or search math SAT time management scalar. You'll find it. Okay? And I'm glad you guys learned so much. Listen, guys, this was amazing. We got an amazing turnout today. I hope we get more of this throughout the week. I know today probably be a little higher because a lot of people are taking the test tomorrow, but we'll take it from there. Okay, I gotta bounce, people. Thank you guys so much